And a very good afternoon, one and all. Jeremy here on strategic.com.sg with some updates on the STI. It's the 21st of February 2021. We've just finished off the first 3 weeks of the trading week, trading month of Straits Times Index. And on a monthly basis, long term basis, the Straits Times is still on this downtrend. And the current action that we have closed up for February so far is we have a red doji supported at this level of 2813. So we want to see house price action is going to close up for the last week of February and look at the weekly charts. Though the uptrend on the weekly charts is still intact with a long from the 7th of November 2020, you can see, first of all, a little bit of weakness setting in on the weekly charts, whereby price action closed off last week at about 2880 below the Tianken fast moving average, and it seems like it may just want to test 2780. So even after a test of 2780 and it continues to bounce, this particular uptrend will still continue moving upwards. So 2780, very important level to watch. And moving on to your daily charts, you can see that the daily charts, the short signal 2987 on the 28th of January last month is still valid. And we have in fact broken out of the range at 2925. So this particular line that has been holding off in my blog last week has been broken, and price will probably want to test the lower edge of this SSSB cloud line. And if it persists downwards and form a cluster over here, we may have more weakness on the STI in the short term looking forward. The initial target right now is 2780, which is your pivot on the weekly, and the weekly is the only time frame that is bullish. So 2780, very strong and important support. Zooming in on the 4 hourly chart, the short signal was given much earlier at 2963, 2 days earlier on the 26th of Jan, targeting 2780, which is your pivot on the weekly. Current pivot right now is at 2962. We have to break above this particular pivot for it to reclaim a short-term uptrend. Otherwise, as you can see, we have been trading in the cloud quite a bit, and then we broke out around this area, which is pretty bearish in the shorter term time frame on the 4 hours. And the immediate target is at 2780, somewhere at this particular level. As I said, if price is able to correct and then push back above the pivot, above the weekly pivot point at 2780, it may still do a range or recovery bounce. Otherwise, it's looking bearish in the short term. So as a recap, long-term trend is still downtrend. The monthly candle on the long-term charts are still looking pretty weak, with a initial support at 2813, and on the weekly charts, the only time frame that is bullish for the STI right now, a very critical support at 2780. We already have short signals on the 28th as well as on the 26th of January last month, and the targets are all looking at this particular level at 2780. All right, so for the 4 hourly charts, the only way to break out bullish from this short signal is a clear pivot at 2962, as well as the daily pivot at 2967. All right, thanks for watching, everyone. And just stay tuned for the next video that will follow up on the S&P 500. Have a great weekend.